The first thing that you may not know about is a feature on Airbnb called Teams. You can assign people to your team and you can give them access to your either one listing, all your listings, whatever you choose. So they can go in, for example, let's say your cleaner, which first, let me say you must have a cleaner if you want to automate your Airbnb experience. You cannot be floating around the world enjoying your life and spending your money if you have to run back and clean the place. So make sure you have a really reliable cleaner. And this should be someone who's flexible enough that if you don't want to do specific week-long terms, right? That is one thing you can do, is to create mandatory check-in and check-out dates. I think that limits you. But anyway, make sure your cleaner is flexible enough to be able to pop in whenever you need that person to do so. And you can encourage them to log into Airbnb on their own and set their schedule for the week and say, hey, here you go. Every week, I just want you to log in at the beginning of the week and figure out which days people are checking out. And I would love it if you could be there within 3 hours of the checkout date so that we can make sure that if there is a same day turnaround, that you're already in the groove, already in the habit of cleaning right away as soon as people check out. So you would have your cleaner give that person, that person's now a team member, that person, that cleaner can log into Airbnb and see your schedule and check it all out and alert you if there's a problem, whatever. The other thing they can do is to give you a note that says whether or not the person was good as far as like how they left the house. That's another great reason to have the cleaner come right away, because then you can get that feedback when you or whoever is giving the person a review, you know if they left the house in a mess or not. Now, one of the big things about Airbnb automation is, the communication with the guest. So you want to have a person who can answer questions the guest might have as they're moving through the booking process. And what you want to do is you want to write down every single one of those questions, because those questions can then be turned into either something that gets sent to them as part of the booking process, or potentially it could become part of a guidebook. Like I used to get a lot of questions, in the beginning about like, where should I eat? What should I do? Where's the nearest grocery store? All that kind of stuff can go into the guidebook. And then you can I definitely recommend that you check out the previous episode that we did on scheduled messages, but you can have that be part of your scheduled message just to remind people to check out the guidebook for lots of great local information. And then if they have a question that is in the guidebook, your person who's answering guest questions can have a canned message, what they call a quick reply, that just says, hey, hi, and then you're going to put their name in there. And there's, again, watch that episode about messages to show how you can use their actual first name. So you're going to use, hi, guest, great question. If you haven't had a chance, check out the guidebook, because your question and lots of other questions that you might not have even thought to ask yet are going to be answered in that guidebook. And then you give them a link to the guidebook. And that becomes a quick reply. So you get the question, oh, where should I do this? And then you just say, oh, that's going to, your person who's answering questions doesn't have to know anything about you or anything else. All they have to say is, oh, this is a guidebook question. All I need to do is send this quick reply that talks about the guidebook. Boop. 2-second operation, whether it's you or, your young child, who happens to be computer literate, or anybody, a VA, virtual assistant, anybody can answer these questions for you because you've already answered them in advance in either a quick reply or a scheduled message.